Hey friends, in this video I'm going to be discussing my TBR for the next week and a half. Now I've been in the mood for some spooky stories, but I've also realized I need to read some of my older books that have been on my TBR for quite some time. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to discuss the ones on my NetGalley account, the ones that are on my Kindle, and then I'll get into physical books. So the first book that I'm wanting to read that I've had for a very long time. So my first book that's on my Kindle is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. Now I've had this coming and going for a very long time and I keep restarting it, but lately I've been reading it. So I'm on chapter 15, so I'm going to keep going with that for the next week and a half. And then the other one that is on my Kindle, if I can get it up here, is The Haunted by Danielle Vega. And I read this I believe it was the first two chapters possibly, and it may just be the first chapter, but I read the first one on NetGalley. I really, really liked it, so I had to go and purchase the Kindle version. So that is on my TBR for the next week and a half. And on my NetGalley account, I need to read 3 books, at least for this month, if not the next 2 weeks. And one of them is called Czarina by Ellen Alston. And it says, and it comes out, the publication date is October 13th. Before there was Catherine the Great, there was Catherine Alexeyevna, the first woman to rule Russia in her own right. Ellen Alston's rich, sweeping debut novel is the story of her rise to power. St. Petersburg, 1725. Peter the Great lies dying in his magnificent winter palace. The weakness and treachery of his only son has driven his father to an appalling act of cruelty and left the empire without an heir. Russia risks falling into chaos. Into the void steps the woman who has been by his side for decades. His second wife, Catherine Alexeyevna, as ambitious, ruthless, and passionate as Peter himself. Born into devastating poverty, Catherine used her extraordinary beauty and shrewd intelligence to ingratiate herself with Peter's powerful generals, finally seducing the Tsar himself. But even amongst the splendor and the opulence of her new life, the lavish feats, glittering jewels, and candlelit hours in Peter's bedchamber, she knows the peril of her position. Peter's attentions are fickle and his rages powerful. His first wife is condemned to a prison cell, her lover impaled alive in Red Square. And now Catherine faces the ultimate test. Can she keep the Tsar's death a secret as she plays a lethal game to destroy her enemies and take the crown for herself? So that's Czarina. October 13th is the publication date for that. Now the next NetGalley is a Rick Riordan Presents book, and it's called City of the Plague God by Sarwat Chadha. Comes out January 12th, 2021. Best-selling author Rick Riordan presents City of the Plague God, an adventure based on ancient Mesopotamia mythology written by Sarwat Chadha, author of Ash Mystery series. Characters from the Epic of Gilgamesh populate this high-stakes contemporary adventure in which all of Manhattan is threatened by the ancient god of plagues. 13-year-old Silk wants a simple life, going to school and helping at his parents' deli in the evenings. But all that is blown to smithereens when Nergal comes looking for him, thinking that Silk holds the secret to eternal life. Turns out Silk is immortal, but doesn't know it, and that's about to get him and the entire city into deep, deep trouble. Silk's not in this alone. He's got Belit, the adopted daughter of Ishtar, the goddess of love and war, on his side, and a former hero named Gilgamesh, who has taken up gardening in Central Park. Now all they have to do is retrieve the flower of immortality to save Manhattan from being wiped out by disease. To succeed, they'll have to conquer sly demons, treacherous gods, and their own darkest nightmares. And again, this is City of the Plague God. It comes out January 12th. The last NetGalley book I have is The Flip Side of Perfect by Liz Reinhart. A heartful, fun, and romantic novel about balancing who we are with who we're expected to be. Perfect for fans of Jenna Evans Welch, Morgan Matson, and Jen Bennett. What happens when her two worlds collide? This one has a publication date of April 6th, 2021. AJ is a buttoned-up, responsible student attending a high-achieving high school in Michigan. She lives with her mother, stepfather, and two younger half-sisters. Della spends every summer with her father in Florida, a free-spirited wild child. She spends as much time as possible on the beach with her friends and older siblings. But there's a catch. AJ and Della are the same person. Adelaide Belois Jepson, to be exact, and she does everything she can to keep her school and summer lives separate. When her middle sister crashes her carefree summer getaway, Adelaide's plans fall apart. In order to help her sister save her unexpected friendship with a guy who might just be perfect for her and discover the truth about her own past, Adelaide will have to reconcile the two sides of herself and face the fact that it's perfectly okay not to be perfect all the time. Again, this publication date is April 6th, 2021. Now, let's go to my physical books. In those, I have Anya's Ghost, which came from thriftbooks.com, my favorite online bookstore. Anya's Ghost by Vera Brosgol. And it says, of all the things Anya expected to find at the bottom of an old well, a new friend wasn't one of them. Especially not a new friend who's been dead for a century. Falling down a well is bad enough, but Anya's normal life might actually be worse. She's embarrassed by her family, self-conscious about her body, and she's pretty much given up on fitting in at school. A new friend, even a dead one, is just what she needs. But Anya's new BFF isn't kidding about the forever part. So again, that's Anya's Ghost by Vera Brosgol. And my last physical book for this next week and a half is Storm and Fury by Jennifer L. Armentrout. And I'm really liking this so far. I'm on page 200. So this is another book that I've picked up and put down and picked up and put down. And it's another one of my oldest on my TBR. So it says, enter a world of gargoyle protectors, rising demons, and one girl with an explosive secret. 18-year-old Trinity Morrow may be going blind, but she can see and communicate with ghosts and spirits. Her unique gift is part of a secret so dangerous that she's been in hiding for years in an isolated compound fiercely guarded by wardens, gargoyle shapeshifters, who protect humankind from demons. If the demons discover the truth about Trinity, they'll devour her flesh and bone to enhance their own powers. When wardens from another clan arrive with disturbing reports that something out there is killing both demons and wardens, Trinity's safe world implodes, not the least because one of the outsiders is the most annoying and fascinating person she's ever met. Zane has secrets of his own that will upend her world yet again, but working together becomes imperative once demons breach the compound and Trinity's secret comes to light. To save her family and maybe the world, she'll have to put her trust in Zane, but all bets are off as a supernatural war is unleashed. So this one is Storm and Fury by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Now hopefully I can get through all of those. We'll see. I'll let you know. I'll do an update later in the week, maybe Friday. This is Wednesday when I'm filming this, so maybe Friday. And we'll see where I am on that. All right. Until next time. Bye.